And welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Monday, May 23rd. I'm your host for today's program, Paul DeMain. Many of the stories read here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com, and here are some of the news stories from the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. A Kentucky-based developer plans to build a large grocery store and retail shopping complex in Oxford at a site where ancient American Indian artifacts have been found. Details about the development project were released last week as a public notice. A wetlands permit from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is required before the developers can proceed, since a creek runs near the property. According to the public notice, the 20-acre complex will include a grocery store, a sporting goods store, a pharmacy, a bank, and restaurants. The project will be located on the historic Davis Farm site. American Indian artifacts have been found there by archaeologists over many, many years. The applicant is W.R. Oxford, LLC, a Lexington, Kentucky firm that has developed commercial real estate properties throughout the United States. 3 calves have been added to one of the largest herds of rare white buffalo. The Oregonian reports that the 3 calves were born over Mother's Day weekend at a 288-acre sanctuary near Bend, Oregon. The additions bring the total number of white bison at the sanctuary to 14. Sanctuary operator Cynthia Hart-Button says 2 of the calves are females and 1 is male. With their color coming from a recessive gene, white buffalo are rare among bison. They are not albinos. Bison ranchers estimate that there are about 50 white buffalo in the United States, and many Native American tribes consider that to be sacred. Federal prosecutors say 4 men have been charged with unlawful possession, transport, and sale of bald eagle carcasses and feathers in violation of federal law. U.S. Attorney Sanford Coates announced the charges last week against 50-year-old William Creeping Bear, 38-year-old Tataka Wilson, and 37-year-old Michael Yuntal of Norman, Oklahoma, and 34-year-old Brandon Roberts of Oklahoma City. Court records do not indicate if any of the men have retained an attorney. Federal prosecutors allege Wilson stole a bald eagle carcass from his relatives, who had obtained a federal permit for the bird, and sold it to Creeping Bear. Yunt and Roberts also are charged with illegally possessing, transporting, and selling a bald eagle carcass or feathers. Possession of bald eagle feathers are prohibited except for Native Americans who do carry that special permit. The work of 2 unpaid interns has paid off at the Haskell Indian Nations University in Lawrence, Kansas. The interns for Representative Punka Wee Victors of Wichita found $4,900 owed to the university in the state's unclaimed property fund. The Lawrence Journal-World reports that the university received the money last week. The interns, Abigail Jones and Paulette Blanchard, discovered the money while touring the office of State Treasurer Ron Estes. Stephen Prue, who works at the Haskell President's office, says the money was several deposits Haskell put down on equipment and other items that were not collected. It will go into the general fund to finance school operations. Alaska Native leaders in the community of Chickaloon are going global about their opposition to nearby coal exploration by Usabelli coal mine of Healy. The Chickaloon Native Village and its traditional Native Council have filed a complaint with the 34-nation Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development over exploration at Wishbone Hill. Opponents say the area represents an ancestral Athabascan site. They also say Usabilla built a road 100 yards from the tribal Yanidaha school. Gary Harrison, chief of the Chickaloon Village Traditional Council, said Usabelli's efforts would reverse the work the group has done to help restore fish populations at Moose Creek that was destroyed by World War I mining. Our efforts received substantial funding and won national awards from the United States federal government. Now they want to destroy it all over again, he said in a statement released to the press. And that is the latest edition of News from Indian Country on this issue of the Native News Update. We want to thank you for coming here and come back again soon. Miigwech.